105.9. And by this time, I want to say good morning and welcome to our viewers that have just joined us on television. That's GBN's Channel 7, Channel 11, Channel 20 if you are in cable. Those of you just joining us via the World Wide Web at www.gbn.gd, or you're probably chiming in via our Facebook page or our YouTube channel, wherever you are. A wonderful good morning to you and welcome to the televised edition of the Mid-Morning Buzz. I did say to you that this morning I have a special guest with me this morning, and we will be introducing to you heathcare RX, and it is the official launch of a new telehealth and wellness platform. And you're probably asking, well, what is it? It is new, and very often when things are new, we tend to be a little bit hesitant. But certainly, we're not going to spare any time. We're not going to waste any time. I'm going to introduce to you the woman of the moment. She's been living this dream for 30 plus years, and I know she's beaming with excitement. Good morning to you, Nurse Scott. How are you?
Hi, good morning. I'm fine, and thanks for having me this morning.
The moment we've been waiting for quite a while. You and I, we've been talking about the launch, and I know you're all excited about it. We are here. We are here to talk about the launch of your new telehealth and wellness platform. But before we get into the platform itself, talk to us about Deann Scott. Who's Nurse Deann Scott?
Staff nurse. I'm a staff nurse at the General Hospital. I currently work in the IT department. I'm the only IT nurse in Grenada. Somewhat kind of unusual for a nurse. Back then when I was getting into IT, everybody thought that was strange because it's not usual
right.
for a nurse to get into IT. So that's it in a nutshell.
And over the years, you've been nursing a dream. Today literally represents the start of a journey. A journey that started some 37 years ago. Let's take the next 2 minutes to talk about that dream and that journey that has brought us where we are today with the official launch of this new telehealth and wellness platform.
So when I started the School of Nursing, at the time it was the Grenada School of Nursing, located where the parking lot is now at the General Hospital. The very early part of the training, the first few months of training, where we were dealing with we were looking at the history of nursing, and we were looking at the different nurses who left their mark on history. And I was very impressed. I mean, I learned about Florence Nightingale. Well, everybody knows she's the lady. Jamaican nurse. She also left her mark in history. And I thought to myself, as a little student nurse then, not knowing anything about nursing, not even knowing how I'm going to face that profession, something sparked inside of me. I thought I want to make a contribution to nursing too. When I grow up, when I get big, I want to make a contribution to nursing too. And so that dream, it just started as a dream. I thought nothing much about it then, but throughout the years, it lingered on. And I kept asking myself, how can I do that? But in 2006, 2005, 2006, I started having that greater urge for technology. I came to the point where I wanted to know more. I wanted to learn more about technology, even though it was way back and nobody thought much about it as far as healthcare is concerned. That dream was just sparking inside of me. And in 2006 to 2007, my two sons and I took a trip to India, where we did some certificate courses in computer networking. And it was during those training times that I thought to myself, while in Bangalore, going through that training, I thought to myself, well, this must be the place I can make my contribution. And so when I came back home, I decided to go to delve fully into researching how it's possible to marry technology with healthcare. And so I started from 2007, I started attending the HIMSS conference in the United States, which is a annual conference and exhibition. And so other conferences that I attended in the States, I made it my point to visit the showrooms and see the technology that was there. I was like a little kid in a candy store,
Right.
just excited with all the technology that is there. And so I was so excited to hold all that information for myself. So when I came back home, I decided to make sure that I put together a training session for my nursing colleagues. And they were all excited to see what technology existed in healthcare. But that excitement was sort of short-lived because that excitement got me into trouble. And I lost my job as a result of it. Don't want to go into the story right now.
Right. But it's interesting though that while it was a leap of faith, you took that leap of faith, and 37 years on, here we are with the merger, the marriage of technology and healthcare. So it's eCare RX as it is, and it's a new health technology portal which enables doctors and other medical providers to diversify the way health services are delivered by offering new innovative medical services. Literally, what in short, we take in healthcare online. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about that new portal as it is. What is it? How does it work?
We are taking healthcare online, virtually, and we are taking healthcare home. That's the final point. That's where the full stop lies. We are taking healthcare home. And the platform is a complete platform that is intended for everything healthcare. So there is two sides to the platform. There is the client side and there is the medical provider side. What we are launching today is the client side, My Health Portal. Right? But let me start with the provider side of the portal because that's the most radical side of it. We are going to be radicalizing healthcare as never before. One of the some of the services that can be offered is what we call televisits. Now, televisits is telemedicine, and so before I go there, let me just clarify the difference between telehealth and telemedicine because it's used interchangeably. Telemedicine is really the provision of care online, right? But telehealth encompasses a number of different services that can be provided online to provide healthcare to the population. So, but one of the things that we'll be making available, that's in the next stage of the launch, not today, is televisits. And that is, someone can stay at home if they're sick and call the doctor and see the doctor online using television, using telecommunication technology. So you can make a video visit to your doctor. You can even have loved ones joining on that visit, or you can have doctors can have the other consultants joining on that visit to see the patient online, right? So that's one of the services that can be offered from the provider side. Another service that can be offered, and I say can because it's not yet being offered, but these are the possibilities, is remote health monitoring. Now, what we plan on doing as a company is bringing in home medical device kits. And in those kits, you have everything you need to manage your health from home. So that's what is referred to as remote health monitoring, because now, instead of having to visit a medical center or maybe even the hospital to do some checks or to see a doctor every time or to visit a doctor clinic every time, you and your doctor will decide on the frequency of visits. You can still visit your doctor physically, but now your doctor can manage you from home because with your medical device kits at home, You can check your vital signs, which is the same thing they're going to do when you go to the office anyway. It's the same thing the nurse is going to do when you go to the hospital or you go to the health center. She's going to check your vital signs, and that is temperature, pulse, respiration, blood pressure, blood sugar, all of those things, okay? In your kit would be all of these medical devices that you can easily use from home because it's easy to use. You just check your vital signs, and because they are wireless, they are Bluetooth-enabled devices, it would automatically upload all of your readings into your health portal, right? So this is another service that would be offered soon. The radical side of things now I'm coming up with is remote rooms and at-home hospital care. That one is, these two are what is going to be completely new, and I cannot say it will be adopted, but the technology is there. Whenever the powers that be would like to activate it, then they can activate it. So with remote rooms, now when you are hospitalized, when you're in hospital, you have your care team, your doctors, your team of doctors who would be seeing you and doing all the orders for you and making sure they visit you every day on their daily rounds, see how you're doing, whether they need to change medication for you, whether they need to run other tests for you, things like that. Now, the doctor can decide based on the patient's health status whether that person can be nursed from home. So if the doctor or your team decides that, okay, you want to be nursed at home, you don't want to be in hospital for much longer, they can decide to send you home and visit you daily via remote rooms. So the same way they would have seen you in hospital, the same way they can see you by video call at home, and you can use your medical devices to check all your vital signs. It would be uploaded automatically in your system, so remotely, wherever they are, the doctor can see what your vital signs are looking like. Is your blood pressure down today? Is the medication they sent to your home working? Is it not working? Would we need to add something more? The same thing they would have done if you were in hospital, they can do it from home, because now they can have access to that portal and they can have access to your medical records.
I'm getting the sense, Nurse Scott, that because, people might say, would you see this as competing with the existing healthcare service providers, or is it a way of complementing? Because I'm seeing that this is complementing what's already there.
It is complementing the service. In fact, it is making it easier for medical providers to provide care. Because now you don't have to be rushing back and forth. You can be right there in your office and you can see all the other patients, probably not even having to visit on the ward. You can sit in your office and you can see all your patients. So it is complementing the care, and it is making it more effective for medical providers to provide care remotely. So these are the four different services that I'm looking at for now. But more will be added to the platform as we go, because I want that platform to be the central place where everybody goes for everything healthcare. So it has to provide a portal.
Let's talk about the portal, because now we're getting into a new frontier, technology, and very often because traditionally the young. And I'm saying traditionally, seniors tend to take more proactive use, take proactive engagements in the healthcare, what's happening in the health. Do you see this, Nurse, as bridging the gap, whereby now, because I don't have to worry about leaving home, you can see now a more accommodative use where both senior persons, now even younger persons now, will take a more proactive interest in what's happening with their health, because of the fact that technology is now in play, and this is something that they can be much more comfortable with.
That's right. Technology and the internet is native to the younger persons, so bringing service to them. This is actually bringing care to them. right at the fingertips. Because if you look at a young person crossing the street, they don't think about the traffic that is coming. You see their fingers moving on the phone, even though they're crossing the street. So when you bring that technology, you bring it directly to them, right to the fingertips. The elder people, we are also bringing the technology to the elder people, because we are introducing medical devices that they do not have to learn. It is intuitive. They just have to be shown how to put on the blood pressure cuff, press a button, and the blood pressure is checked. They don't have to write it into the portal. It automatically gets uploaded into the portal. So it is technology at the fingertips.
And I'm seeing as well that for a person who's probably confined to home, as we get onto the platform, let's talk a look at the platform and how it works, because technology as it is, doctor visits, there's always a concern, the question of doctor and patient confidentiality. And people tend to get a little bit squeamish when you start thinking about being online and having a conversation with somebody that they can't feel. Let's talk about the security element. How secure, nurse, is this platform? Can I trust it? Can I feel secure that my business remains with me and I'm not worried about it being divulged to a million other people?
Right. So that's a very important question, because I know that's in the back of everybody's mind. How secure, how private? Now, healthcare is private. It is privacy. Biggest thing about healthcare is privacy. And so we do not have laws governing the healthcare side of software side of healthcare, but this software is coming, the platform is coming from the US, where they have to abide with the HIPAA rules. And so every software has to be certified HIPAA compliant. And so this platform that we are using is both HIPAA compliant and high trust compliant. High trust being more involved than even HIPAA, but HIPAA concerns with the direct privacy of patients' information. So the platform has to comply in the background with all of the security rules that is governed under HIPAA. And HIPAA is Health Insurance and Portability Information Portability Act. It is an act passed in the US to protect all medical information that is online. So yes, your portal is very secure. Now, it's not to say that it is off reach to any hacker who would like to get it. In fact, any hacker who would like to get or anything would find a way to do it, because that's what they are trained to do. But there are certain things that has to be in order for your portal to be certified, and this is HIPAA is one of the regulations that it has to follow. And so yes, the platform is fully HIPAA compliant.
So you can feel safe that this is not a platform that's being run and managed by Nurse Deann Scott. This is just the front end, but this is an international certified platform that is governed by international rules.
Right. And to put a point here, you can access your platform from anywhere in the world.
Okay, well, let's talk about the advantages of that, though. It being accessible anywhere in the world. Again, put it into perspective what it means for healthcare providers.
Okay, so you may have to travel. You may have. Right now, we are in a pandemic, and you may have to travel. Like it or not, you may have to move out from here for some reason or another. And you need to show proof of your, let's say, your vaccination. You can have your vaccination uploaded to your portal. Let's say you have to visit a doctor over there. The doctor does not know you. They don't have a history of you. But you have been seeing your doctors here, and you can share your medical record with that doctor so that they can have a more 360-degree view of your health. Whereas if you had to go physically just to see the doctor, they would have to start all over again. And maybe tests that you've just done here, you have to go and pay to do that test again somewhere else. But if it's recorded in your system or in your portal, you can share that information with your doctor. You have the ability to share your information.
I mean, I think this is just, it is mind-boggling for a lot of people, but I think it's a new frontier that we need to embrace. We can safely say the future of healthcare is here, and you, Nurse Scott, is making it available for the average Grenadian. We're assuming too, because it is online, there's always going to be the question of how do I, so my information is safe, but then there's a question of payments. How do my interaction with my doctor and the insurance element of it? I'm assuming, is there a partnership with the insurance companies that would ensure, listen, this is one stop, once I am off the platform, I can then contact my insurance company so that everybody's in on the process?
Okay, so the integration with the payment for doctors, the portal is integrated with Stripe, so doctors would have to have a Stripe account in order to charge a patient. So for the televisits, you go online, you visit your doctor's portal, and you pay online for the service. And the doctor would receive their payment via their Stripe service. And at the point, we are looking to see how we can connect with other payment portals for now. But because we have just started, Stripe is what we are working with for now. But the patient can make the payment to the doctor sees the patient, and I have talked with Surgical, and they have their process. They have a telehealth program in place. So you would have to contact with Surgical. We have not yet integrated with Surgical because that would be another process. But currently you can communicate with them to find out if, when you see your doctor online, if you can be reimbursed. They have a process for doing that. Yes, and in your My Health portal, which we are going to look at in a little bit, there is also a way to record all of your payments to your doctor. There's a way to record, keep up with your list of doctors that you're going to see. So I'm going to tell you that in this portal, there is the serious side of healthcare, and there's also the fun side of healthcare. We will look at both.
The serious side of healthcare, the fun side of healthcare. 22 minutes gone past the hour of 11 o'clock. In case you just joined us, my guest this morning is Nurse Deann Scott. This morning we're talking about the launch of a new telehealth and wellness platform. Literally, it's the marriage of healthcare and technology, where literally you can sit in the confines of your home. So my question to you, nurse, I already have my doctor. So I visit, my doctor is Joseph Cadore. That's who I go to all my life. But now you're launching this new platform. I find it all exciting. But possibly my doctor isn't on your platform. How do I know which doctors out there? Are they registered? Or when I go onto the portal, does it tell me where do I find a doctor, or what is the time? I know you said you talked about partnering with surgical, with insurance provider. What is the plan to ensure that or at least most of the doctors and medical centers, they get on board with this portal?
Currently, we are trying to get the attention of the Ministry of Health. Unfortunately, they are not yet on board with us. But once we can succeed in getting them on board, which is necessary, it is important, it's really necessary that they get on board, because they carry the bulk of the doctors, except those that are private, practicing privately. The bulk of the doctors are under the Ministry of Health. So once we can get them to sign up, we can create that network of doctors. So when you go online, right from your portal, from your health portal, you would be able to contact your doctor. You'll be able to go online, see the doctors that are available, because once the doctor is set up, they would set up their availability. I would be Dr. Scott. I would be available Monday, Tuesday, and Fridays. I can set it up in the system. I'd be available between 8 and 4.
That's right.
So when you go online to look for a doctor, you can see which doctors are available at the moment that you're there. So you can see which one you can talk to. Now, one of the things I would love to see happen is to reduce the long wait times at the emergency rooms, at the emergency department, is that we have emergency doctors online available to see patients. Because for many times you go to the casualty, and remember, casualty, you cannot blame casualty for having you waited there long because it's an emergency department. So I might be there saying 6 o'clock, and you come in at 10 o'clock, and you are more urgent than me. They will see you before they see me. And then that goes without saying. I mean, we would get upset sitting there waiting, and some people would say, oh, nobody's even bothering with me. But they have to look after the most emergent cases. Now, if they can have that system on where they can have doctors who look at the patients who are not that urgent, but at the same time they are sick, that could ease the burden in the casualty department. And this is one of the things I'm trying to bring for the Ministry of Health in hope that they would see that as a way of easing up the burden at the casualty department. And it's really important. Through the televisits, you should be able to stay at home and call a doctor and say, doctor, I'm not feeling well. I think I'm coming down with the COVID. I'm having some, I'm having some shortness of breath, and they can tell you, especially now with COVID, you're not supposed to come to the department. Right. You're supposed to stay home and call. So this is a good opportunity now for the Ministry of Health to set up their doctors on that end so that people can call and they can do what is needful to ensure the social distancing and to ensure that people are safe and doesn't feel neglected. Because last year when I went into lockdown, it was, people couldn't come in. But what happens to the people who have high blood pressure? What happens to the people who have diabetes? What happens to these people who would have normally be coming to the clinics? And so they are neglected. Not because we want to neglect them, but because of social distancing. So this platform is a mighty opportunity for the Ministry of Health to come along and get their doctors on board so that we can start delivering services virtually. And I'm assuming we're looking at the pharmacies as well. So I go online, my doctor check my health, he prescribes medication. What's the next stage? This is one of the things I'm looking into. I've had some difficulties so far in getting a vendor who would integrate with the system just yet. But this is something that we are looking into so that we can have healthcare, because the Ministry of Health does not have an online portal for pharmacies yet. So hopefully in the near future the doctors would be able to write a prescription. You see the doctor online, you write a prescription, it is automatically sent to the pharmacy nearest to you, or the pharmacy that you prefer, your preferred pharmacy, and you can send to collect that prescription, or you can go to collect that prescription. A good recourse though, while they're not online, Dr. Scott, there's a person that may be thinking, there's a kink in the system. Most of the most of the pharmacies that do offer online service, well, not online, social media engagements. So you can actually WhatsApp in your prescription, and some of them where you pick it up at your convenience, or some pharmacies I know you can WhatsApp the prescription and they will actually get somebody to drop the medication for you. So either way, it works just as well. So you'll get your prescription online. You can then forward that information. You can WhatsApp it to the pharmacy of your choice, and you could complete that arrangement there. Either way, I think the future is in the palm of our hands when it comes to healthcare. Yeah, the thing is just getting started. Once the platform is there, the ideas are going to come true. Unless somebody initiates it. Have you looked at that movie, Field of Dreams?
I haven't, no.
But that movie, it says it was to do with some sort of sporting arena, something like that. And there was that saying, if you build it, they will come.
Right.
So this is my field of dream. And I'm operating on the premise that if you build it, they will come. You just have to get it started. And in fact, you have power. Our clients, our customers out there, they have power. They are the ones who can say, well, Ministry of Health, there is a service out there that is launched. There is a platform out there, and we want to have more doctors on that platform. You have a say. You have the power to say, I want my doctors to be available online so that when I need to visit, I can go in online and see a doctor and remain in my home. Just imagine you get up in the middle of the night, you have young children. Let's say you have a child that is asthmatic, get up in the middle of the night, the child is wheezing or something, or the child is coughing. You don't really want to have to go and look for a taxi to go into casualty now. It would be nice if you can call online and see a doctor right away. So the whole thing about this platform is making sure that people can have their medical supplies at home. So what we were talking about, having the medical kits, the medical device kits, and you can check your vital signs. So you can check the child's temperature and see, doctor can see right away the temperature is this. You can check the pulse oximeter, the pulse oxygen. You can see what the level of oxygen is in the child's blood. And so all of these the kit would come complete with everything that you need to check.
And you know what I'm liking about this, doc, because I've had the challenge. You leave home, you go to casualty. When you get there, of course, before the doctor can do anything, he has to determine, do his prognosis. And what this does, though, he has to check your vitals. What this does is that it sets it up so that when you get to the doctor is already furnished with the information. Blood pressure is this. Mr. Cadore's pressure is that. His sugar level is at this. And what you can start doing is doing the preparatory work for when the patient arrives. No longer do you have to, because sometimes I find when you go to casualty, in particular, go to a doctor, the doctor then has to take, I'm in pain, but the doctor has to take another half an hour, 15 minutes, checking vitals. By the time you get to the doctor, Nurse Scott, that is already sorted out. It's just, of course, to go online and for the doctor to have that conversation with you. And I guess if the need be, some would probably ask, though, I guess the platform does have its limits, that there are some things at some point, though, you will need to visit a doctor either way.
And of course, you always will, at some point, need to be physically examined by a doctor. But for certain things, certain conditions, like a cold, some things that you don't necessarily need to go and sit in casualty and wait to be
right.
Because all you're going to get is a prescription to go home and, take this and take that. Whereas you could be seen online. You could save that length of time that and leave casualty for the casualties.
Nurse Scott, this is a lot. I know people out there and their brain is going a mile a minute. We have a lot of information to give them, but we do not want to overwhelm them because people are thinking, whoa, this is a lot. But we want to let you know, folks, that going forward in the next couple of weeks, Nurse Scott and I and other partners, we will be on this very same platform providing you ongoing information. So I know you're probably thinking, and how do I wrap all of this around my mind? It is a lot. It is new, and we'd appreciate it because it is actually new, that you may have a challenge in trying to get all the information done packed. This is going to be an ongoing conversation. Conversation. Now, Scott, there's probably somebody out there because you don't want to overwhelm people too much, but they probably think, you know what, I like what I'm hearing. I want to have a conversation with Nurse Scott to get some more information. How can individuals out there reach you?
Okay, so you can get me on WhatsApp. You can get me my telephone WhatsApp number is 27. That's a business WhatsApp and my telephone number. So you can reach me on that, or you can go to my website www.heatherx.me. eCare CARERX.me. And there's a reason, Joseph, that I make sure that I got that domain.me, because I wanted people to know that the portal is about me. It's about each individual. This platform is about me being in charge of my health. From now on, Joseph, everyone will have a say in their health, in their medical records. The records that you generate from your portal would be your personal records, and it's called Personal Health Records, PHR, that you can share with your medical provider. You can, if we have time, I can probably just, if I can share my screen, I can go on and show you what the portal looks like.
But while you add that, though, again, for persons who may have missed the number, that telephone number to reach Dr. Deann Scott, it's, of course, you call it 459-1832. You can WhatsApp her on that number. And for some reason, we seem to be, are you still with me? Because I realize I'm losing you on your end.
Okay.
Are you still hearing me?
My internet is, I'm hearing you. My internet is probably
right.
fluctuating here.
And I say that is always one of the challenges that we have to live with when it comes to technology. It is a great tool, but sometimes for some reason when you need it the most, it seems not to live up to what it is expected to, it's expected to do. So this is the launch of the new telehealth and wellness portal. Before I know you wanted to share on the platform, but as part of the launch of the new service, though, you are launching a national wellness challenge.
Okay, right. So that challenge will be part of your health portal. So once you sign up, there's a subscription that you subscribe to the portal, and once you sign up, you get your own health portal. Within that portal, you will be able to take part in any challenges that are set up there. That would include, and that, remember I said there is the serious side of healthcare and there is also the fun side of healthcare. These two sides you're going to be getting inside of your portal when you log into your portal. All right, the serious side would be all of your medical records. You would be able to use your Fitbit or your Apple Watch or whatever, sync within your portal, and all of your steps and the amount of water you drink and the sleep and everything would be recorded, pulled into your portal. So you'll be managing your wellness, your fitness, your everything within that portal. Not only are you managing the serious side of your health, but you're managing the fun wellness side of your health. And within that portal, you'll be able to set up challenges of your own. You can challenge your friends to do certain things, and in the process, get points. It is a fully gamified part of the portal where you can really have fun. Staying healthy, eating well, eating a healthy diet, drinking enough water, exercising, doing your steps right, challenging others to how many steps they can have per day. And that's the fun side of healthcare.
Taking healthcare to the next level, 20 minutes onto the hour. Nurse Scott has one again, reminding you that you can join Nurse Scott tonight next week again. Is it next week, Nurse Scott, or are we on the following week? My memory is failing me.
We can do it next week.
Join the Nurse Scott tonight next week, Monday, where we'll continue to unveil this new platform. The idea is not to overwhelm you, but for you to embrace the fact that things are changing. The technology is here, and introducing you to a new frontier in healthcare. In those of you that probably wanted to reach Nurse Scott, maybe just to make inquiries, you can call her on 459-1832. And for those of you, for some reason, you have a difficulty remembering the number, but it's easier to remember that JC is on. Feel free to call JC, and JC is going to find Nurse Scott for you. It's the next workaround. But feel free to call her 459-1832. Now, Scott, I know we've only scratched the surface. There's so much information that we can give, but reminding you, Grenada, it is officially here. We take in healthcare online is the launch of this new tele health and wellness portal by eCare RX, a dream more than 37 years in the making, and it's been launched today by nurse Deann Scott. For more information, you can check out info at ecarerx.me or visit the website at www.ecarerx.me. Folks, the future is in our hand. Nurse Scott, I know you're living the dream now. You're excited about this, but again, we promise you, folks, we will join you. The good Lord's willing to keep us in good health and strength. Nurse Scott and I is going to be back with you on next week, Monday, for more on this new initiative, the launch of a new telehealth and wellness portal. Indeed, Nurse Scott, the future is indeed in the palm of our hands on our mobile devices.
Right at our fingertips.
Right at our fingertips. It's about 19 minutes on to the hour of 12 o'clock. Reminding you at the top of the hour is a midday edition production of a news and current affairs department. We'll take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back right here on Classic and GBN Television in the morning time.
Prevent cold and flu by washing your hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. That's the time it takes to remove most germs. No soap and water? No worries when you've got alcohol-based hand sanitizer.
CPL T20 is back. Catch all the smashing action from St. Kitts and Nevis, August 26 to September 15
on GBN.
It's how you play. Remember, if you have flu symptoms, do the right thing and stay at home to avoid giving it to others. Remember, you can be infectious up to a week after developing symptoms, so rest up and take it easy.
GDB. Good morning, Chriselle. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine. I'm doing very well. Thank you.
It is good
and I would like to say good morning to all listeners, viewers of Classic,
and GBN Television. What's happening inside of GDB?
Well, we'll start inside my office. Inside my office, I was listening to your last interview, Joe, and I do have to say I love that new platform. What's the name? The telehealth?
Telehealth it's a platform that's launched by eCare RX. Literally taking healthcare 24/7 online, and I think it offers the opportunity for people to take responsibility for their health.
I love it. I absolutely love it. It is amazing. It is relevant. It is needed in our society. It's absolutely lovely.
Talk about it. GDP must love this. This is what development is about, isn't it?
This is what development is about, and this is the kind of innovation that we're speaking about when we say things like we want innovative businesses. And there was something that the nurse, I didn't take her name, but I did take the name, the website, and her phone number. But
Deann
there is
Scott.
something that she said in the beginning of the interview. She said when she started doing IT, some people wondered, okay, you're a nurse. How does IT and nursing merge?
Yes.
And I suppose they've got the answer now. There you have it.
37 years later, huh? 37 years later. This is people. This is what. That's a whole lifetime.
It could work, and it's going to work, and it's amazing. I'm looking for the app. Is there an app, Joe? Did I miss something in the interview? Is there an app? Did she mention an app?
She didn't mention app, but there's a lot of it. It's a work in the making. But what is available, or the website is up and available. Website is www.ekrx.me.
M-E.
Right, and it's all about me. It's not about .com for commercial purposes. It's your health. It's about my health. It's about me. And I was like, because when I saw it, I'm like .me. I'm like, okay, interesting. And then she explained it. And for information, you can go at info@ekrx.me. 37 years now, she's been living this dream.
Amazing idea. I absolutely love it. And trust me, this is the kind of thing that we love hearing at Grenada Development Bank. Moving from, well, not just moving, but merging disciplines.
Merging
disciplines and making things better for our economy, for our people. I love that idea.
And
looking forward to the app.
And of course, it provides the ideal opportunity. COVID now makes it even more relevant. And in the midst of a pandemic, here comes the ideal opportunity to take healthcare to the next level.
It's perfect. And I'm a millennial, Joseph. I don't like to wait.
You want everything right now.
DNA, we want it now. Instant gratification.
But that is fine. I mean, and I know GDB is certainly going to applaud in it, and I'm almost certain that, and so Scott should probably feel confident enough that GDB would probably be willing to provide some form of support, one way or the other, to live the dream as she transform and develop and take healthcare to the next level. The future is right now.
Well, nurse, all you have to do is give us a call. You can call me, my number, 405-3242. You can find me on WhatsApp. So, nurse, we can have the conversation. Let's get started.
Now, Scott, the pieces are falling into place, right? The pieces, indeed, they're falling into place. Wow. Next time, I will have to leave you outside and you're listening to Lily conversation. But you see what happens when you start talking about your dream, you're sharing your dream, and all of a sudden, you didn't realize that there are other people out there that could get just as excited in seeing the dream 37 years on. She said that one of them she actually lost her job. Because
never to do, it's never. And how can you, hold on. How have you never seen Field of Dreams?
I haven't. You know me, the kind of movies I like. What is Field of Dreams? Some kind of little cry movie?
No. It's just what she said, and that quote. It's actually very popular. If you build it, they will come. If you build it, they will come. It has to do with the American cricket. What's baseball?
Baseball. Oh, so one of the sports movies.
Well,
because if it is, I'm in.
You know what? You'll watch it when you get home.
If it is, I am in.
On.
Oh, I'm in.
You'll watch it.
I will watch it. I'll watch. I'm in.
You'll watch it when you get home.
Folks, in case you just joining us, 10 minutes onto the hour of 12 o'clock. 5 minutes, we're pushing the envelope today. We're pushing the envelope. But I know 5 minutes, Chriselle, you and I could talk about a whole lot of things. We want, of course.
Well, let me tell you what I would like to talk about first. I'm going to take the reins on this one.
That's fine.
The first thing I would like to do on behalf of the Board of Directors, management, and staff of this institution, Grenada Development Bank, I'd like to thank the general public for their understanding, for their cooperation, for their support and concern with our unfortunate closure last week. It was out of abundance of caution to ensure that we are taking responsibility for, the little incident that may or may not could have been catastrophic. I've got a lot of calls, Joe. My colleagues got a lot of calls. How are you? Is everything okay? It's everything and reasons, all the many calls that we got, that's all the reasons why.
Right.
Saying what we said in the way that we did and doing what we did in closing and keeping everybody at home, ensuring that we are safe. All these reasons are why we did it. Joe, somebody, because I'm noticing there are a lot of places that are being closed these days, and somebody made a post about that on Facebook, and they said, you know what, respect to Grenada Development Bank, because everybody's closed, everybody's working from home without any explanation. All of a sudden we're closed until further notice and stuff. And that person, they called me and they spoke with me, and I said, have you heard of our core values? We have core values, and there are a number of them that we thought would be ideal in that situation, because as an institution rooted in the development of the people and in the country, we need to be one, professional, which is one of our core values. And in professionalism, we speak about always demonstrating high integrity, respect for others, reliability, honesty. And another of our core values is accountability. We take responsibility for our action that influence the lives of our customers, and that's internal and external, and the resources that are in our care. And we thought we needed to do this. And we did that, and the level of concern that we received from the general public, customers, family, everybody, we say thank you. And we're all clear, we're open. We're open to serve you, and you can expect us to continue this high level of professionalism and honesty as we go forward.
Keeping it as transparent and as open and as clear. You know, I believe when you give people information, it reduces on the need for them to think and thinking outside the box. Tell them what it is, be honest with them, and they would appreciate the honesty, and it would leave them avoiding them speculating, because that's where rumors start, that's where rumors start.
That's exactly, and you see, outside of core values, you can also look at crisis communication.
Correct.
And COVID-19, it's a crisis,
and we have to deal with it proactively.
There isn't a doubt there. It's a crisis. And crisis communication will teach you in a crisis, when communicating with the public, do it now. Do it honestly. Tell them what is happening. Leave no room for speculation, because at the end of the day, that speculation, that perception could even be a bigger problem, and it could cause more harm than the truth itself.
That again is a story all by itself. And I think I was really, really happy. Folks are just happy, and I love the way you guys took the proactive approach. And it says, well, out of an abundance of caution, we're not sure, but for the safety of first your staff and the general public. Listen, we had to do this. This. Take it 2 days, sort ourselves out so that today you can be here proud to say that you're open.
Yes, we have been cleared by the health authorities. Our caution, we've been cautious. It paid off, and we are here today. However, we are still, again, outside of what happened last week. We are still ensuring that we follow the rules that are set out, and we have put some things in place. So we are asking that if you do not need to come into the bank, you do not. We will ask that you call in, provide a phone number, an email address, do as much of this virtual communication that we're doing right now. Use the telephone. If you can pay by check, you can do that by using the check box. You can use other means of payments, all of these things. If you must come into the bank, the appointments will be set. So if you're coming to speak to an officer, if you're coming to sign a document or something of the sort, your officer will provide you with an appointment. and that appointment will be kept. We're asking that you wear your mask when you're inside of the bank. The security will not let anyone in without a mask. We are a small organization. I think everyone is aware of that. So the number of people that's allowed inside the bank at any one time will be limited. So there may be a line outside or in the foyer or on the steps, so that we control as much as possible the traffic and, of course, the social distancing stipulations from the health authority. So we're asking, it's going to be a slower time. We are aware of that. We have some of our officers working from home, so it's going to be slower. We do ask that you understand and that you cooperate with us as we get through this difficult time together.
Getting through this difficult time together has put. She sounds rather calm about it.
It is a difficult time, and it takes all of us, not just us being responsible for each other, but we have to be responsible for ourselves. And being responsible means wearing your mask, social distancing, all these things. Don't touch, the hugging, all of these things need to stop, or at least be minimized.
At least minimize it.
Washing of the hands and sanitizing of the hands and all of these things. We need to be responsible for our own health. Like the nurse said, me.
It's about me. That's it. She says, it's about me. Take responsibility. Call the folks at GDB. Maybe you're considering where to from here. It's all about development. So too as Nurse Deann Scott, 37 years on, she's realizing the dream. As you said, if they build it, Chriselle, what's going to happen?
They will come.
They will come.
I will definitely be using the telehealth
platform. The heathcare telehealth platform.
I don't remember the name, but yes, I'll definitely be using that.
Approved by Nurse Deann Scott and endorsed by the wonderful folks inside of GDB.
Endorsed by me.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Chris. I have to run. It's about 3 minutes onto the hour of 2 hours. You'll be out of here ages ago. I can see Miss Campbell's up. What is wrong with him? Anyway, folks, JC loves you. Peace and love. The midday edition comes up at the top of the hour. A production of our News and Current Affairs Department. In case you're wondering, yes, the GDB, as you said, they've reopened for business. Give them a call. And Chris, the number again, 440 2382. All the best to you folks. Enjoy your lunch. JC loves you. Reminding you, tomorrow we go back to CPL action, another double header, and you can capture the action live on Classic Radio and on GBN television. Peace and love. JC loves you. I am out of here.